What's up, everybody? It is a Blue Drake, and today we're going to be revisiting progress on the Gmod Realism mod pack that every single day is blowing my mind more and more. If you don't know what's going on, well, recently we've been exploring tactical realism modifications in Gary's mod. Oh yeah, Gary's mod. And it is getting to the point where some of these mod packs, some of these mod packs are actually rivaling the gameplay and the realism from official standalone games. I am really impressed with this. Not only with the customizability of the weapons, which I know in my last video I said rivals Escape from Tarkov, and I got some flack for that. But in order to prove my point even more, here is a number of actual Escape from Tarkov weapons with all of the exact same attachment loadouts that you have in Escape from Tarkov. So when I say that the customizability rivals Escape from Tarkov, I can assure you I am not lying. It does. And not only is the realism and the intensity really solid, but depending on how you configure your game, the gameplay is also super fun. So, for instance, right now, we are running one of the more realistic maps in the game. This is called, I believe, Deviation, and it's a really cool, realistic map pack, which is kind of science fiction, but really just gritty and Whoa! Oh! My weapon's not even loaded. Gritty and realistic. Oh! Let's clear this room. Hold up, let's actually switch to some of our other weapons. Here we go. But in addition to this map, we're actually using a mod, or I guess a game mode, called Invasion Plus. And with Invasion, any map that actually has, any map that has AI pathfinding nodes, what will happen is you can play that map and it will randomly spawn enemies throughout the map that will try to hunt down and kill you. So you can actually have a realistic tactical shooter style game while going through surviving random waves of enemies. And it can be whatever you want. It can be zombies, it can be terrorists. I mean, it can be anything that you want, and you can also modify their AI, so sometimes they'll actually hunt you down. They will search for you. This is some of the best fun I have had, not just in Gmod, but just in Half-Life in general. Alright, let's go ahead and configure this. I actually haven't configured this yet. Let's see here. Tactical flashlight. There we go. Frontline barrel. Whoa! Uh-oh! This is awesome. So, I'm actually going to have a link down in the description, so if you want to download this, I actually think I'm going to start making my own mod pack instead of linking to other people's, but if you want to check out the mod pack that I'm currently using, feel free. What I'm using is I'm using a heads-up display mod, which obviously, boom, which removes the vast majority of the heads-up display and replaces it with much cooler, much more realistic and streamlined heads-up displays. In addition to that, we are using a modification which overhauls player speed and movement. So as you can see, the movement is much slower, much more like Rainbow Six Siege. In addition to that, we are using the TFA weapon mod. I actually would say that the top two weapon modification platforms for Gary's mod right now is the Modern Warfare base and the TFA base weapon mods. TFA and Modern Warfare are fairly similar, although Modern Warfare has a more experimental, or I guess cutting edge animation set, which I personally think is way better, but there's also way more weapons for TFA than there is for the Modern Warfare version. In addition to that, we're running some of these really, really cool maps. This map, as you can see, is kind of like science fiction based. So you have some of these rooms which descend. Oh, hey, there's a bad guy down there, which kind of like descend into madness. You have like these areas where reality just kind of starts to get ripped apart. It's kind of like almost an SCP style map where you're going through this area, and it's kind of like an old, maybe kind of like an old facility that's been run down that has some supernatural stalker slash SCP style things happening to it. And besides that, we're just running a couple of modifications for blood and gore and a few balancing things, which changes damage and makes the recoil and a couple of other things more realistic. But that is basically it. There is not much to it in order to turn your game into this. And the amount of weapons in this is really incredible. You have all sorts of different weapons that have all sorts of different configurations. I mean, it's really, really cool. And you can also mix and match them. So here are some of the TFA weapons. And the TFA weapons are really, really cool. There's actually a lot of them that have been imported from Insurgency or other games. And in addition to that, you also still have the Modern Warfare weapons. So you can actually have multiple weapons at the exact same time. So here's some of the Modern Warfare pack based weapons. And as you can see, the animations are completely different, have a little bit more of an effect. So for instance, when you actually reload, you'll see that there's a blur effect. Let's see, what else is there? There also is a completely different attachment menu. I personally think that this is way cooler. As you can see, after you modify your weapon, it plays this special animation for looking at your modified weapon. I mean, it's just pretty cool. And this is currently the one rifle, the G3A3. This is the one rifle that utilizes the Modern Warfare animation base. Oh. And in addition to that, it also has the ability to have your laser point shooting mode, which I think is really, really cool. Kind of reminds me of like ISMC. So cool. So cool. So I'm really hoping to actually see more weapons that come from the Modern Warfare based packs, because I really think that those are really, really, really great. I want to see more weapons made there. TFA is awesome, but I just love the cinematic feel of the Modern Warfare style based weapons. Like, look at this. It's so cool. Even your screen kind of blurs if you run out of ammo. Let's actually take a look and see what other weapons we have. So we've got our other TFA-based weapons. So as you can see, this is TFA. Give it a different sight. That's awesome. I love that. That's super solid. And then here is an example of a 1911 that is made for Modern Warfare. Still very cool. Yeah, I love this. I think oh, it's just so much better. It's so much cleaner. It's so sick. I really want to see more weapons from this. All right, let's actually go through and let's wipe out some of these bad guys. And these maps are really, really good looking. I mean, I'm surprised that some of these are even created in source at all. All right, let's see if we can hunt down some of the remaining guys. I would really love to see something like this in multiplayer as well. I mean, I can imagine all sorts of different game modes, even cooperative game modes. Looks like we've actually cleared out most of these facilities. As you can see, there's some casualties up here. I've kind of cleared out most of these rooms. Oh, there's some gunfire over there. They must be fighting something. The cool thing is that you can also set this up so... Oh. You can also... Whoa! You can also set this up so you could actually have zombies at the same time as having these guys, so you could actually be in the middle of like a battle between SCP operatives and zombies. I think I might do that for a future scenario. I think that would be really cool. Oh, there's one. Okay, looks like we're about to get into a big battle here. Let's load up, break out one of our big guns. There we go. Let's actually maybe grab, we've got a thermal scope here that we can look through, or we can grab this night vision scope. Oh, look at that, that's so sick. Oh yeah. Oh, so cool. And this is just the beginning. I'm still looking for servers that are hopefully running these. I think that's the main issue. I really want to find more servers that kind of have like a really cool survival experience, but a lot of them are pretty goofy. It's kind of hard to find like serious non-RP, just survival tactical servers. But at some point, I think I will find it. All right. Well, that is it for today. Hopefully you guys think this is cool. I think this is absolutely cool. It would be cool to potentially set up a server like this. So if you want to actually help me set up a server for something like this, let me know. I would love to do something like this. Maybe set it up so it's kind of like a survival thing. Just ping me, and then we'll go from there. All right. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.